Hey, what is going on, guys? So if you saw my video, this has been like a few months ago now. Last year when I went to Korea, I picked up this set here, which is the Gundam Card Game and Gundam Assemble set here for the Gundam Assemble set Zeon's Rush. And there's a few of these sets that they came out with. So yeah, I picked this up when I was in Korea. I haven't yet opened it up yet, but since this weekend, at least at the time when you're seeing this video, if you're watching it like release day, I guess, I'm there at the Bandai Card Games Fest in Las Vegas, checking out this stuff in some more detail there in person, but I thought it's probably a good time to finally crack into this box and just kind of check it out. So in today's video, I just basically kind of want to go through what's all in this box and just kind of give you my first impressions of the Gundam Assemble line, since it'll be my first time actually handling any of the kits like in hand. So it's not going to go into like painting any of them yet. That's something that I would like to cover in a later video, but for now, let's go ahead and check out the box and the contents inside. All right, so let's just start off here, taking a look around the outside of the box. So this is ST03A, letting us know that this is in a numbered system. As I said, there's a few different releases in this initial line here, where we've got the Gundam Card Game advertisement up there at the top, with again this one being set on Zeon's Rush. So we've got the cards and illustrations here for Char's Zaku 2, as well as the Sinanju there, both looking really cool. And the bottom half of the box are here representing the Gundam Assemble half of this set, with again Char's Zaku 2 and then two other Zaku 2s here. These are the three kits that we're going to have included: this kneeling Zaku 2 with the bazooka, Char's Zaku 2 having the Zaku machine gun, and then this Zaku 2 here lunging forward with the Heat Hawk there. And these are some very nicely painted samples there, as you can see. But taking a look around here, around on the sides, you can see we have the colorway and Zeon's Rush and the logos here on this side, the Gundam Card Game logo there. The same around these sides, but on the back side here we've got some more information just about the game and the contents. So they're about the cards, and then the kits are going to come on actual runners. So that's why this is actually Gunpla. If you guys don't know, Bandai technically only applies the term Gunpla to kits that come on runners like this, like actual model kits, and that comes from Bandai Spirits. Whereas stuff like candy toy model kits, where sometimes candy toy model kits do come on runners sometimes, like the Gundam Artifact kits for an example, but those are not labeled as Gunpla, and then just by extension wouldn't be allowed to be used in GBWC, for example. That's why you can't use like mini kits like that, like the Artifact series, just because those are candy toys. They're not labeled as Gunpla because they don't come from Bandai Spirits. They come from Bandai's other branch there. That'd be like Bandai Namco, where candy toys and figures and games and everything else, all that comes from. So I think I got that right. Anyway, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's basically kind of how that breaks down. Anyway, it's a small detail. Then here we have the painted figures, and again, or the painted kits, and you can see how those are going to be used on the card game system there. Notably, this playmat here looking very different from how these were initially shown off. If you guys remember, that it was shown on like a hex pattern game board, and it was something like looking very different, but it's pretty heavy duty sealed here with this long seal going from top to bottom. I will admit to you guys, I don't know a whole lot about how the game works, and that is one thing that I'm looking forward to finding out some more about there in Las Vegas at the event, just because I think the rollout of this series, not only the card game and then also the kits, has been a little confusing. And so here inside we've got a couple of different instructions. So there you go, there's that hex pattern base, like again like we originally saw. And so this is kind of two sets of instructions. One set of instructions is here for the card game, one set is for the Gunpla Gundam Assemble series. So there's a little bit about, and interestingly, this is all in Japanese. So they've not put this in Japanese and in English, as you might expect, other than just like the titling, what is Gunpla, is there, but then everything else is in Japanese. And there's some basic introduction to like Gunpla in general. This would be like for if someone was picking this up and they were just interested in the card game and never built any model kits before. So there's a little bit about that here on the inside. This is going to be our instructions. So you can see it's just a few parts there for one Zaku, two Zakus, three Zakus there. And then we have some more sample photos over here showing the color scheme. So these recommended colors are there for that. Other stats, of course, do feature different model kits of different mobile suits. And then we've got our bag of runners here, and it looks like the bases are there in black, and the kits are just all molded in dark gray. Here are those circular bases. This is runner X1. There's a little base with that little attachment point there for the stand part. I'm not sure if any of these are going to utilize that, so I think probably the kits themselves will plug into the little hole there on the circular base. So pretty simple there. And these are essentially one runner per kit. So this would be the kit with the Heat Hawk, so the third Zaku 2, with this one being B3. B2 here is the first one with the kneeling Zaku with the bazooka in hand, and B1 actually labeled Char's Zaku 2. If you look at the labels of the other two, these ones do have different labeling, with it being TP007A and 7B, but they're both just saying Zaku 2 there. So this one is a little bit unique, saying Char's Zaku 2 on the top. Basically just because, I mean, if you were to repaint it, the only thing making this Char's Zaku 2 just in the mold is basically just the antenna on the head. You could just remove that, or you could paint it in a different color scheme, like a different ace pilot other than Char if you wanted to. But I will say the detail on these looks nice, and one thing that I did want to check out is like where we might have some hollow gaps in the mold, and it looks like everything's pretty solid. I'm not really seeing anywhere, like you could see here we have a gap on the inside of the upper arm there, but that's going to be like right up against the body. That's not going to be anywhere visible. So it does look really, really nice. For the card game half then, here for the instructions, I'd imagine this is just going to maybe give us some instructions about the play style, how it plays, but again, everything's here in Japanese, so yeah, it does seem to be instructions for actually playing the game, and I'm sure this is definitely a simplified version of the instructions. Oh, and then here is like an actual, even though it's just a very small and simple paper playmat, but this is just a playmat letting you know kind of where stuff's going, how it breaks down, what everything means there on the actual cards. So this would be a nice, just kind of very simple and just like an instructional primer basically to the card game, because from what little I do know about it is that it is like fairly complex. I don't know, I don't play a lot of card games though. So there is one sealed pack here. I'm not necessarily sure if you would call it a pack, if it feels like there's only one card in there. I guess it would be a pack, right? A pack doesn't necessarily mean that there's like more than one, but it is meant to be something secret. Really didn't open that well at all, so I just went ahead and cut that. And I don't know if this is meant to be, well, if it's meant to be something, I think it is just supposed to be random, right? So here we have a ship, this one being from Gundam Unicorn, I think, right? It's the Rulula there, and I might have that pronunciation slightly wrong, I think there, but from Gundam Unicorns, this is a base card here. Definitely would have liked to have gotten an actual mobile suit. The Sinanju would have been awesome. Oh, well, I guess actually on that note, I do have a Sinanju card here in this deck that we get in here. So I'll maybe go through all of these cards. These are, I guess, just meant to be the deck. So this would be the same in all this set. So if you bought this, you would get this exact same set, but you wouldn't necessarily get the same like special card here. This, I guess, is like maybe something somewhat rare card. I don't know. But that Sinanju card looks dope, and we have two of those, which is really cool. Nice holographic, and even like the raised detail of the lines on that. That looks really, really cool. Up next here, we've got Char's Zaku 2 card and two of these as well. And again, it's the same way. The lines are raised on that, so pretty cool like texture to it, and like the lighting effect of the holographic nature of the card, just because it's like a black background, so you don't really see that holographic shine on it that much, except like depending on the lighting. So that looks cool too. Seems like we're gonna have multiples of a lot of these, but here we've also got Angelo Sapper's Girazulu. It's actually 4 of those regular Girazulu here. Well, there might be multiple different Girazulu cards. I don't know if there is other than that. I will say these are also quite thick too, compared to like Pokemon cards is what I would be used to. I play Pokemon cards with my kids, but these are definitely a thicker card stock here. So you got 3 of the Gaza D there. We got a few Dra Cs. This is like the pink colored Zeon Remnants. I think it's the Zeon Remnants colored version of the Dra C. The Zaku 1, 3 of those. A few regular Zaku 2s here with the machine gun. I'm gonna guess there's probably different cards for the Zaku 2 with different weaponry maybe, and they're like different stats. Here we got the Goof, 3 of those. We've got full frontal here, 1, 2, 3, 4 full frontal cards. Char Aznavour, of course, 4 of those. Angelo Sapper, I'm a Angelo Sapper fan, but that's not really my favorite art of Angelo Sapper, I would say. I don't know if there's a different card with him on it, but I would hope so. If I were collecting these, I would want a different one. That's the Sinanju here. This is a non-holographic version, so a different version of the Sinanju. We've got Rambo Ral here with the Goof in the background. Here's basically like the regular version of the holographic card that I got there of the Rulula. There's 3 of those. We have this card, Farumeru. I don't know what that means. Isn't that a Musai? So I don't know if that's a name of a different ship, or if that's just like a different, like an action card or something. I don't know. A few other cards here that's just kind of like that. I don't know what the utility is for these. you guys can let me know more about it. But yeah, there's a few more. These sort of like more full art cards, kind of a little bit more Okawara traditional style illustration there, sort of the Zaku 2. Char Zaku 2, I should say. That almost looks sort of like Gundam Thunderbolt style. It's not the Thunderbolt design of the Zaku 2, but the illustration style reminds me of that. And then these, which I think are meant to be popped out of there as like damage counters or something, basically. Something along those lines anyway. I'm not going to pop those out right now. I'm just going to leave those like that, I think. And so there we have it, guys. Just like that, it comes together really, really nicely. I do really like the details, the ease of construction on that. It just went together super simply. There's not any seam lines, at least on this set. You know, I can't really speak to other sets, and just for this one that I just put together here for Char Zaku, but there's no seam lines. There is a bit of mold lines around here and there, so especially if you have like a ceramic scraper tool or something, I think would work really well for just getting rid of some of those very small, they're pretty unnoticeable, but definitely if you wanted to paint this, I would recommend just scraping away some of the mold lines here and there. But it looks really good, and miniature painting is definitely not my area of expertise, but something that I would certainly be looking forward to practicing a bit more on these. So I'll work on that in a future video, as I said, but for now, my first impression of these is that they're really nice. So definitely looking forward to hopefully seeing some more as these actually start to roll out more this year, both in Japan and abroad. And then, of course, while you're here, if you guys wouldn't mind leaving a like, making sure that you're subscribed, I really appreciate all your support. Looking forward to working with these some more in the near future. I'm looking forward to checking them out in person there in Las Vegas this coming weekend. So I'll have more to report later on. Make sure to check out that video. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!